All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Monday afternoon here. I was about to say Tuesday, but Monday, no, November 20th here. I'm looking for Thanksgiving to come a little earlier than expected, I guess. But great to see all of our students and members alike inside our live trading room. Rich, Mark, Brian had all of us just earlier, had Alex just before 2, Michael, Leda, Grant, and all of our students and members alike inside our live trading room. Great to have us back there, but great to have us back on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., especially those that are actually coming off Bookmap's webinar, their Pro Trader webinar series that they do pretty much every week. And, actually this Monday, Fausto is scheduled to be on Bruce and Bookmap's platform there. Fausto is on vacation this week. And with that, well, I ended up getting a hot tag from Fausto. So with that said, I ended up just jumping on with Bruce and the fine folks at Bookmap and did a nice little live trading webinar there. So make sure you go to Bookmap, their YouTube channel, youtube.com/, I believe just Bookmap, it should be, or Bookmap Pro. And with that, you'll be able to actually check out not just my webinar that I just did with them, but a whole litany of different educators and instructors out there alike. The education never rests, right? So with that said, nice little afternoon thus far with them. But for all of us inside our live trading room, at least, we've done pretty well in the CDIO trade throughout the morning session. For the afternoon, it's not really making that larger push up that you'd want to see. There was something when I was doing that presentation that actually caught my eye pretty nicely here. It just didn't make the big breakout that we were looking for. I think this is what we were seeing here. A pretty large order popping up on the buy side. And at the time, that's where I was saying, okay, that's what really could catapult the stock pretty nicely here. Unfortunately, that order got pulled just maybe a couple minutes later. And, I guess it's still kind of holding around that price, holding above that price, 170, I think it was. So, hey, maybe this can make one more push into the close here. It has a good book. I don't mind putting this on our list to begin. Normally for a stock that makes a big run up like this, it's tough to see it make that second wind type of move. So, hopefully this thing doesn't break lower. It holds higher lows. That would give us the chance for this to try and make one more pop. I will tell you, though, as I was doing that webinar with the fine folks at Bookmap, I missed out on the big pop that we had here at the SPY. So I don't know what news came out, but we're in a really strong market once again. We were from this morning as the SPY broke higher from last week's range. And, hey, whatever came out at 1 o'clock, maybe one of the Fed speakers were on doing an interview, led to a big squeeze already. And I think at this stage, I had some levels lined up going into this week, but it broke above a good chunk of them. And the next resistance I really have is not until a little over 457. I don't think we're going to get to 457 today. I think that if anything, the more this pushes up, perhaps 455 could be a slight psychological price, like a $5 incremental price. Normally, I just focus on the tens, 450, 460, etc. But that would be just a loose thought. With that said, there's plenty of stocks that are moving at the highs right now. Mara's up over 8%. Coinbase on another nice squeeze here. Palantir had a nice pop earlier today. It's just gone sideways now, though. So I'm not too interested in trading this here for the close. It's not looking good. Would rather see it pump higher right now, much like I think Mara wasn't looking too bad. Looking pretty sharp, at least here, still trending up pretty nicely. Maybe some of the other Bitcoin stocks as we've grown to know them. CLSK, I think BKKT was another one more from this morning. This one not looking nearly as good. All right, so what we'll do, we got CDIO on our main list. I could see myself slipping Mara on there too. I'll go on our side list for right now, though. Let's just run it from top to bottom here, see if there's anything else looking pretty good here heading into the close. All right, PROK. Wow, my first look on this trade, Rich. I don't know if you'd called this out just before. My apologies if you did. I was on Bookmap's platform doing a nice webinar with them. So ended up making a nice pop from the morning session, but just now it's starting to move up a little higher here. So, I don't mind slipping this on our list here to begin. It's up big, although we're not too familiar with it. Perhaps more people will look to put a focus on this trade with it just at the highs. Good book for right now. Let me keep the good times going here because otherwise, not a whole lot that was looking too tempting across the gainers list here. Note kind of flat right now. got a lot that's actually up big, trading over 1 million shares. So, it's tough for me to cut through this list right now. I have to try and go through all of these actually. RLX doesn't look terrible. The only gripe I have on RLX is that, well, it's really the only gripe actually. This stock is almost too liquid by my standards. There's almost too many orders out there on the book for this to try and blast over, break over here. It's had a phenomenal day. It looks like a Fausto flag essentially, where it just made higher lows and broke higher. So, you know what? It's not low risk for us to add it to our watch list right now. I just feel like it's going to be tough for this to break over all of this volume here at 35, 36 and onward. All right, so that does take us back to the crypto stocks, I guess, right? Like CLSK is up 17%, having a hell of a day. So I will add that. I guess I'll add Mara at this point. Wanted to at least go from top to bottom to begin. So Mara definitely makes the cut now. If you do well on Riot personally, then you go ahead and trade Riot, and they move the same. XPEV actually had a great pop this morning. Missed out on that personally. Just a lot of the China stocks gapped up big overnight, but they weren't showing great direction here in pre-market. So it's not a perfect correlation with looking at the SPY pop and looking at some of the Chinese equities here. So I will say XPEV had a great move here this morning. It's trying to get back up there right now. It is moving back up a little bit, isn't it? I wouldn't mind putting a little focus on this XPEV trade here for right now. Let's see if there's anything looking better, but AI is a little range bound still. If it could break the top of that range, then that could be worth something. But otherwise, I'll keep that back on my side list. If you do well on AI normally, then go ahead. Blue, another day where Blue makes a move under the radar move here. This stock always coming off of some sort of news, and I always see it like on the percent gainers or losers list. Stock had a nice run up back in like spring, early summer, went from 3 to nearly 550, came back down. Let's see if there's anything even better. Oscar, past there. All right, so XPEV doesn't look terrible here. I do like it, at least going into this afternoon now. So I'll add that. See if there's anything looking good on the loser side, though. I mean, markets are obviously popping. I just got to do my job here, folks. Who knows? You might have Fausto on social media right now poking at me here. So I just got to do my job, folks, right? Just check the losers list. With the market pushing, there is not much that's going to be on this list that looks good. If something is really tanking right now in this market, then they had to have come out with some really bad news, some like horrendous news. So, and I don't mean just trending down like this. I mean like down big at the lows, like really fast drop. Plug, or I'm sorry, Laser here has been on a steady downtrend for a while. Plug came off bad news, so there's a little squeeze last week, but that's over. That's game over now. We got B-Fly here. Oh, it's $1 stock now. This stock, geez. All right, got to move away. All right, so folks, I'll tell you what. I think that's just about good. Just about it. I think that we're just about good to go here. So if there is anything else that I'm missing, definitely let me know. Up, down, left, right, more than 5%. I had to close down my internet tabs actually just before. So honestly, I don't have my Benzinga Pro up, my scan. So for Mark, Grant, Kathleen, Ravina, Leda, all of our students inside our live trading room, definitely let me know if there's anything I'm missing. We've kept hydrated today. A lot of talking to begin this week. So between coaching, the morning audio, obviously tagging in for Fausto in the morning meeting, then Bookmap. A lot of talking here. So we've had a couple water breaks in between, but otherwise, I think this will just about wrap it up. I mean, when I'm getting stocks like this from Benzinga, I think that's my cue. CDIO on our list already. This is trying to inch up one more time. Thoughts on Zoom going into earnings? So I don't. So as far as like a charting standpoint, I could definitely give you the answer to that, Don. As far as their financials, I haven't looked at them, or really my focus in like earnings is more the charts and the order book, not really like the fundamentals or financials of a company. And I say that just to anyone, not just Don here. So just with Zoom, let me take a look. When are they reporting, Don? When are their earnings? Tuesday, Wednesday, when are they? Looks like it's been like making lower lows just over the last year, but recently been trying to make a small bounce. Very shoot from the hip here, Don. But if this can loosely hold over like 64-ish, then there could be a good chance for another pump. Oh, today after the close? There you go. I excluded Monday because I normally wouldn't say there's not as much coming out on a Monday or Friday. So that is one. That is one, I guess. So we'll take a look to see Zoom earnings after the bell today. But obviously, on a good beat, this could be a nice little squeeze because it has been moving back up a bit within like the last little support level here I was holding above. So that could be worth something. But as far as the heat map, let me dim the lights here. There we go. So you had a nice little ladder on the bid. Order on the buy side popping up here. It bounced pretty nicely, like above it. Then a larger one showed up just a little while ago, but they pulled. It was about 15,000 shares on the bid. So the reason they're doing this seemingly is to squeeze the stock up, but that's not a guarantee they're going to beat. Trust me when I tell you that's not a guarantee. Obviously we'll see what happens after the bell today. That's really the bigger, thing that we'll react off of. But it looks like 65 or 65.90 is resistance for right now. I would assume that plus 66, whole number right there too. But interesting little ladder on the buy side, and maybe there's one more that will show up before the close today. Sideless Palantir close to 5%. Yeah, it was a nice move from earlier, Mike. It was a really great trade from this morning. Just way too flat for our liking right now. Nothing really, no juice on this trade either way. Up or down. There's no momentum on this. I mean, obviously momentum upward as far as a swing. This has been a freaking awesome dynamite swing trade and a day trade, of course, from the morning too. But specifically for the next 75 minutes of our day, this isn't really going anywhere. All right, last look, actually. Let me jump back to that Mara stock because Mara, I'd kind of say the same towards, but it has been like on a steadier uptrend this afternoon here, but it's not like the greatest thing like out there. I said I'd put this on our list. I'm going to keep it there for right now. And then the XPEV trade, yeah, same deal. Not a whole lot of momentum right now. We hope to see it. It's been trending upward slowly here so far. So we'll keep it to this list right now, folks. We got about 6 or 7 stocks to work with right now. And then again, I'll be on a coaching call up until 3:30 for all of us inside the chat board. Definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to private chat me. I'll be able to get back to you after I finish up with that coaching session. You'll have Rich on the mic beginning at 3 o'clock. So you know what I always say: start and stick with this watch list. I'm going to put this list out. Don't call out stock XYZ that's not moving. There's a reason we just scan the market right now. So when Rich is on the mic at 3 p.m. in 17 whole minutes from now, if there is something that is making a pop, then he will definitely look to call it out outside of our list. But stick to PROC, stick to CDIO, stick to RLX and the others out there that will be posting. All right. Hey, for all of us on YouTube, social media, Facebook Live, etc., make sure that you join us by going to the top left of your screen, scan that QR code, get you access to a week-long trial inside our live trading room, especially in time for tomorrow, in time for our live workshop traders talk. It will be simulcast on YouTube, but get the full version, including recordings on our live trading room. So scan that QR code to get access, especially for the workshop recordings that we've done previous. So we look forward to seeing you there. Any questions beforehand? This goes across the board, of course, for students like John, Kathleen, Brad, Grant, etc. Just shoot me a quick email. Any trading questions that you got, feel free to shoot me a quick email, josh@ctutrading.com, and we'll be sure to go over it all at the top of 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right, folks? But again, hey, Rich will be on in just a few minutes, folks. Take care.